All right, I'm going to try a few of these story problems. This was number 2 from the packet. So we've got a movie theater sold 200 adult and student tickets for a show with a revenue of $980. The adult tickets were $6.50. Student tickets were $4.50. How many type of each ticket were sold? So we're going to define variables first. We're going to say X will be the number of let's go with, doesn't really matter, adult tickets sold. And Y then will be the number of student tickets sold. Again, that's what it asked me for, so that's what I'm going to make my variables equal to. And so now it must be giving me two different relationships between these two things. It said it sold 200 tickets. Those tickets were either adult tickets or they were student tickets. So if I add the adult and student tickets together, that should get me my 200 tickets. Also told me that they made $980 on the thing by charging $6.50 per ticket times the number of adult tickets they sold plus $4.50 per ticket times the number of student tickets that they sold, and those monies that came in from both of those would add up to $980. All right, this is kind of set up for a, I could make this pretty quickly into a substitution problem and say the y is just going to be 200 minus x. And substitute that into my other equation. So that'll be a 6.5x plus 4.5 times 200 minus x is equal to 980. Only one variable left in there. That's the point of doing the substitution. That's going to be plus 4.5 times 200 is 900. Minus 4.5x, distribute that 4.5 through there, equals 980. I'll combine the 6.5 and the minus 4.5. That'll give me a 2x plus 900 is 980. Subtract a 900 from both sides, and I get that 2x is equal to 80, so the x must be 40. 40 was the number of adult tickets. So there were 40 adult tickets sold, and there were 200 sold in total, so 200 minus those 40 leaves me with 160 student tickets that were sold. Okay. All right, now we'll try one of the mixture problems. It says candy merchant wants to sell mixed peanuts, wants to mix peanuts selling at $2.20 a pound with cashews that sell at $5.40 a pound to form 120 pounds of a mixed nut blend that will sell for $3 a pound. What is the amount of each type of nut that should be used? Let's see, well, we got peanuts and cashews. We'll choose P. To amount is probably going to be in pounds in here. So P will be the pounds of peanuts. And C will be the pounds of cashews. If the whole thing's going to sell for only $3 a pound, it's looking like it's going to be a lot of peanuts and not very many cashews. Just first glance at that problem if I'm trying to make a decision about what kind of numbers might make sense here in the end. All right. So we know that we want 120 pounds. And since the weight of nuts is going to come from these two things, then like the last problem, P plus C is going to have to equal 120. Okay. Now, we want it to sell for $3 a pound. We know that we are mixing together peanuts that cost $2.20 per pound times the number of pounds of peanuts. This is the cost of peanuts. And we're going to throw in there $5.40 a pound times the number of pounds of cashews. So this is going to be a total cost. These were all dollars per pound times pounds of something. And so this side also has to be dollars per pound times pounds of something. And that's, we want it to be worth $3 a pound. And there are 120 pounds of nuts. So that's going to be a 360 there. Let's see. We'll solve this one a different way. Maybe. Nah. We'll do this the same way. So our C is equal to 120 minus P. We get that from there, and so we'll substitute that in there. Put 2.2P. I don't really need that 0 there. Plus 5.4 times 120 minus P is equal to 360. Clean that up a little bit. So that's 2.2p. I'm going to distribute my 5.4 through. 5.4 times 120. I'll, just so that I don't goof that up, do that on the calculator. That's 648 minus 5.4p is equal to 360. If I combine these, 2.2 minus 5.4 is negative 3.2 p. Still have the plus 648 is equal to 360. Subtract 648 from both sides and gives me a negative 3.2 p is equal to let's see, negative 280. We'll divide both sides by negative 3.2. And I get 87.5. So that is how many pounds of peanuts. I need 87.5 pounds of peanuts, which is definitely more than half. 120 minus 87.5 is 32.5 pounds of cashews. Okay. So that should be my answers there. I think I'll go about 2 problems at a time on videos here. So